Recently, the sun reminded us of its true nature, not just a source of light and warmth, but a powerful, unpredictable force. An instantaneous flare, with immense power like the strike of an invisible hammer, erupted from the star's surface and altered the usual course of events on Earth. Signals vanished, frequencies went silent, landmarks were lost, and a deep silence hung over the airwaves. No one expected that this very moment would trigger a chain of events whose consequences we are only beginning to understand. What if it wasn't an accident but a warning? What if there is something more behind this flare? It wasn't just a flare. It was a hint that the sun is only starting to reveal its true intentions in the current cycle. What is happening above our heads right now, why it worries scientists, and what consequences the near future may hold, we will talk about very soon. Subscribe and like so you don't miss the main points. On Wednesday, May 14th, at 11:25 Kiev time, the most powerful solar flare of the year occurred, an X 2.7 level, classified as extreme. Neither in April nor May had there been anything even close in strength. It all began with the giant sunspot, AR 4087, which slowly crossed the visible part of the solar disk throughout the week. It was so large that it could be seen with the naked eye, yet it remained eerily calm, earning it the nickname, the Sleepy Monster. But as soon as it slipped behind the edge of the solar disk, the flare erupted. AR 4087 turned out to be its source, as if it had been waiting for the right moment all along. But how exactly was this solar flare able to affect the Earth? Just minutes after the solar event, powerful X-ray and ultraviolet radiation reached Earth. Scientists emphasize that such phenomena are extremely rare. This was a flare of the highest class X, the most powerful in the current classification system. According to data from the Space Weather Prediction Center of the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, solar flares are categorized into classes A, B, C, M, and X, with each successive level indicating a tenfold increase in energy output. The recent episode reached an X 2.7 level, one of the lower values within the highest category, yet still significant in intensity. The emitted radiation caused rapid ionization of the upper layers of Earth's atmosphere, disrupting the transmission of high-frequency radio waves. This led to serious communication failures, especially among operators servicing aviation and maritime channels. Significant outages were recorded over vast areas of Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. According to NOAA, in some regions, complete high-frequency communication blackout lasted up to 10 minutes. Will there be geomagnetic storms, and if so, how destructive could they be for our planet? The question of possible magnetic storms in the coming days is attracting increasing attention. Scientists continue to closely monitor the solar active region, AR 4087, which poses a potential threat to Earth. So far, no coronal mass ejection, CME, a powerful burst of solar plasma and magnetic fields capable of triggering serious geomagnetic storms, has been recorded. However, the likelihood of such an event remains high, and its possible consequences could be significant for our planet. At the moment, the active region AR 4087 is still located at the edge of the Sun, so our planet is currently outside the direct impact zone. But the situation could change rapidly as AR 4087 is rotating toward Earth. Scientists also noted that earlier that same morning, another colossal M7.74 flare occurred. If the activity continues, future eruptions could significantly affect the geomagnetic situation and cause impressive auroras. What awaits us at the peak of the solar cycle? Could the upcoming flares be even stronger? A powerful solar flare that occurred on May 14th was the brightest manifestation of the increasing solar activity, and according to scientists, this is far from the limit. Svetlana Orikova, assistant at the Basic Department of Astrophysics and Space Physics at SKFU, predicts that the peak of the 25th solar cycle will persist not only in 2025, but may also continue into 2026. In the coming months, High-energy events on the Sun will occur quite frequently, about once a month or even more often. Since the beginning of the year, specialists have already observed such phenomena multiple times. From January to April, observatories recorded 5 flares of the highest class, X. And starting from May 7th, solar activity noticeably increased. 2 especially powerful flares became a prelude to a major geomagnetic storm. Between May 3rd and 9th, NASA recorded 82 bursts of solar energy, 8 of which reached the extreme X level. All of this is part of the manifestations of the 25th solar cycle, which began in 2020. According to forecasts, a significant weakening of activity is expected only by 2027 to 2028. Until then, scientists warn, reports of new flares and ejections will come regularly. NASA and NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center continue to closely monitor an active solar region that has produced recent flares. Experts warn that the area remains unstable and could release new bursts of radiation at any moment. At risk are astronauts, satellites, as well as systems essential to everyday life on Earth: GPS, aviation communications, power grids, and more. Scientists emphasize the importance of preparing for potential space weather effects. During geomagnetic storms, it is recommended to reduce physical exertion, avoid stress, and ensure proper rest. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, maintaining a consistent routine, going to bed before 11 p.m., not skipping meals, and staying hydrated is crucial. Avoiding harmful foods and drinks, spending time outdoors, ventilating rooms, and reducing screen time in the evenings all help the body better withstand the impact of space storms. Subscribe to our channel and follow new posts to regularly receive helpful tips and the latest news on solar activity.